What's up, everybody? It's your boy Level Up Lomax back with another legendary video, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about how to structure your life to be successful. Look, I just turned 30 this past week, and I just been reflecting on the last 10 years of my life, and it was some things that, I wish I knew that could have helped me structure my life a little better over these past 10 years. So with that being said, I'm gonna just get right into it. And it's not really that complicated of a thing, but when you don't have any guidance like I did, my mother was a single mother, and even though she gave me a lot of the tools that I needed, there was just some things that she just couldn't teach me when it came to, living life as a man and being a man, and how to operate as a man and things like that, But with that being said, I'm gonna just jump right into it, and the first thing that I always think about, is college, and basically just starting your life. When you are 18, 19, 20, 21, those years right there are like pivotal years, because those are the times where you decide your life path, and of course you could change it at any time, but ultimately at the beginning of your adult life, those are those years where you are trying to figure out exactly which way you want to go in life. Those are the times where you decide, you make decisions that's going to alter your life forever. Just like me, I had my first child right after I turned 18. So I had already made a decision that was going to alter my life forever by 18. So when I say those are pivotal years, they are for sure pivotal years, because you make decisions that will determine how your life will go. All in all, getting down to it, let's say you in that age from 19 to 30. Let's go all the way to 30, because these days a lot of people are taking longer to get established just because of the price of stuff, just because of the cost of living and stuff like that. People are living with their parents longer, getting roommates or whatever. But like back in the 90s and the early 2000s, you can get a good warehouse job and be able to get an apartment in a car, but these days, you need $3,000 just to get into an apartment, a decent apartment. You need good credit and a good down payment to get into a decent car, or you got to save up a couple thousand to buy you a car outright. So at the end of the day, it's taking a little longer for us to get established these days. So let's go from 19 or 18 to 30. Let's say you in that age range. Let's say you at the beginning of that, and you decide that I don't want to go to college. I always advocate for trades. If you don't want to go to college for 4 years, get you a trade, because at the end of the day, you're gonna need a high value skill. You're gonna need a skill that pays you well, and a skill that you have the potential to grow in. You don't want to be a forklift driver, because you're gonna always be a forklift driver. There's not really much up more you can go being a forklift driver. But being a truck driver, you can go up and up and up, and it's the same concept. You will always be a truck driver. But when it comes to truck driving, you can switch careers. You can make more money as you get more experience, as you've been doing it longer. the longer you keep your driving record clean. And then also, you can go and get more skills under your belt. You know, you don't have to just run dry van. You can run reefer. You can run flatbed. You can run tanker. You can keep doing all of these different things. It's basically like diversifying your work portfolio. So at the end of the day, you need a high value skill that's going to pay you and that you can grow in. That's going to be the basis of being a successful adult, is your career or how you make money, you know. And the reason I say how you make money, because you can go start a business, but 9 times out of 10, that business is going to be based off of that high value skill that you have. So at the end of the day, you're gonna need a high value skill that pays. That's why it's called a high value skill, because it pays. So at the end of the day, that's gonna be the basis of being successful as an adult. And then once you have that, the next step is managing that. Making sure that you're not doing nothing to jeopardize your career. Making sure that you're doing what you need to do to move up in your career, you know. And, or if you're building a business, making sure that you're doing everything you need to do to keep that business growing, keep that business profitable, you know. That's going to be the basis of being successful, you know. And then comes managing your life outside of work. Now, you know, you're thinking about where you're going to live, you know, where you're going to raise your kids, you know, where you're going to build your business. That place has to have opportunities. It cannot be a dead-end place. You know, I come from a very small town, and even though there were some opportunities, there wasn't enough. We only had 3 trucking jobs, and once you work those trucking jobs, you either go back to one of the ones that you already worked, or you move away to find new jobs. You know, so you gotta stay in an area that provides opportunities. You wanna also be in an area that's growing, that's thriving. You know, you don't wanna be in a dead area where companies are picking up and leaving. You know, you wanna be in an area that's growing. You know, and because that's gonna benefit you in the long run. Because if they just built a nice new distribution center and they have a trucking fleet, that's a new job for me. That's a new potential job that I may be interested in, you know. But if they take one away, if they tear stuff down, that's a job that just left, that I could have been, maybe I didn't want to do what I was doing no more. Maybe I wanted to go and see what was going on over there. But if they packing up and leaving, that's taking opportunities away from me to, you know, work and make money in my field. You know, so at the end of the day, you want to also be in a thriving area. And then the next thing is managing your relationships, managing yourself within relationships. There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship, you know, wanting to be in a relationship and everything like that. But from experience, I believe now that there's a time for that, and it's not in your early adult life. I mean, it could be. You know, a lot of people do fall in love in college and they stay married for 20, 30 years. You know, but those are those years where you go out and explore. Those are the years where, you know, the females want to go out and explore. So being in a relationship is harder at a younger age because there's things in life that you have not experienced that you want to experience, and a relationship might get in the way of that, or a relationship might take your focus to just being in a relationship, and it'll make you slack on other things. I did it, I know. You know, I was trying to be a husband at 19, 20 years old. I was trying to be a husband at 22, 23, 24 years old. You know, when my mind wasn't ready for all of that. You know, now at 30, I understand what it means to be in a committed relationship and to raise a family and everything like that. But at a young age, I understood the concept, but I didn't understand where my mind needed to be to do it. All in all, what I'm saying is, don't jump into nothing too early. Make sure that's really what you want to do. Now, you might be 24 years old and you like, man, I want a family. You know, I want kids, I want a wife. Like, if you really truly believe in that, that's when you should do it. But if you're doing it just because you think that that's something to do, or that you think that you have to, you don't. Like, now, if that's something that you really truly want to do it. But if it's something that you just doing, or maybe you've been in this relationship for a long time and your girl is pressuring you to have kids, or she pressuring you to get married, if you don't feel it, if you have any doubts, don't do it. Yeah, it's gonna probably break her heart. You know, now, if you love her and you're willing to do whatever it takes to make her happy, then you're gonna do it. But if there's any doubt in your mind about anything, don't do it. Because it's not gonna work out in the long run anyway. If you have any doubts in your mind, it's not gonna work out in the long run anyway, because them doubts just gonna keep growing and growing and growing. You may be able to get over it. I don't know, who knows? But it's just gonna trap you in a situation that you didn't want to be in from the beginning. So what I'm gonna tell you is, don't do it. And lastly, when you bring it all together, you know, you wanna, the simplest way to put it is, you know, you wanna have a good job that pays. You wanna live in a thriving area that you can have opportunities to grow. And you wanna manage your relationships the right way, so you don't get yourself in a situation that's gonna alter your life forever. And that's really it. You know, that's really the basis of it. Then also, I wanted to mention managing your money. When I talked about having a career that pays, that meant a career that you can pay all your bills and save. Because another thing that's gonna make you successful is feeling secure. And one thing that's gonna make you feel secure is being financially stable. You know, when you know that you can handle any problem that arises financially, you good. Like, that's a great feeling. That's a great place to be. And don't believe all of this stuff where people talk about, oh, it's not about money and da-da-da-da. Look, it is about money. I ain't even gonna sugarcoat it for you. When you got money, that's gonna change your whole feelings about shit. You know, like, it's gonna take away some anxieties. You know, when you got bread, you ain't worried about, okay, my car break down, I'm gonna get it fixed. You know, I lose this job, okay, I got 6 months of savings of home expenses saved up. So I got 6 months. So I'm gonna get I can get a job within 3 months. So I'm good, you know. But when you ain't got bread saved up and you lose your job, you like, damn, I gotta get a job this month or next month. I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my car note. You don't want to be in that position. That's going to create anxieties. Even when ain't nothing going on, you still going to have anxiety, because you know that, man, if I lose this job, it's a wrap for me. So you still going to have anxiety around those things, you know. So that's why I say, Have a career that pays you enough to pay your bills and save your bread. And that's going to take away a lot of anxiety and put you in a more secure mind state. And when you're in that more secure mind state, you're going to be able to execute on all these other things way better. So at the end of the day, in my opinion, that's what it takes to live a successful life at an early age, you know. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. It's your boy, Level Up Lomax. Check it out.